Hey everyone, I hope you all are doing well and you all had a great day. I want to share something with you tonight before we start of something that I've recently started. You all might know that I have so much going on in my life right now. These things can really get me down, especially when I dwell on them. These thoughts are always racing through my mind. You're a failure. You ruined your marriage. You do nothing right. See, this affects me greatly. So I had to make a change. Now in the morning when I drive to work, I look and I think about how blessed I actually am. I started naming all the ways that I am blessed and how God has watched over me during this season of my life. Let me tell you, my friends, this has helped. So for you out there that have experienced racing thoughts of negativity, stop. Don't go there and look at all the ways that you are blessed. Okay? All right, now let's continue with part 7 of I Married a Narcissist. Now what? Tonight we're going to be talking a little bit more about boundaries. See, a lot of the time there is so much confusion when it comes to boundaries. There's a ton of feeling helpless and powerless. Sometimes we think we have boundaries, but we don't. For example, if you were to say to your husband, I hate it when you swear at me when you get upset. That's not a boundary. But she says, I've told him again and again and again. That is not a boundary. See, there are hundreds of steps between saying, I don't like what you're doing and I won't tolerate it, to I'm going to divorce you. See, sometimes you just don't know what to do. The best way to describe boundaries is it defines identity. See, this is who I am and this is who I'm not. These are my values and these are not my values. This is what I'm willing to live with and what I'm not. It defines identity. This is who I am. It also defines responsibility. This is what I'm responsible for and what I'm not responsible for. The easiest way to describe it is states. Let's say Florida, that's where I live, Florida. Florida doesn't have fences around the state. We don't have big walls around our state trying to keep people out. But Florida is, they have a unique identity. We have laws that are applicable to Florida. We're responsible for mowing our own lawn, but we're not responsible for mowing our neighbor's lawn. And so it's my yard. I don't have fences around my yard, but I have boundary markers that says this is my yard, that this is my house. I'm responsible for these things and I'm not responsible for those things. Does that make sense? So stop over functioning. You're not responsible for how he feels. You are not responsible for what he does. You are not responsible for how he thinks. You are responsible for you and how you think and what you do. See, once an inner conviction is established, this is who I am, then a courage naturally follows from that. Then you will be able to implement boundaries. So let's say it's not okay with you to be married to someone who watches porn. That's not okay with you. It makes you feel unsafe and unloved. I'm not just willing to do it. So he has to decide what kind of man he wants to be and what's important to him. Because if that's more important to you than your marriage, then you can accept that and you will not stay married. So learning to be able to see that, say that, communicate, these are my boundaries. This is who I am. I will not sleep with a man that watches porn and does other things that go along with porn. You can say, that's not who you are, and you will not put up with it. So instead of saying, let me put the controls away, or let me put controls on your phone or your computer, just stop watching porn. Let me manage your problem. No. What's my problem with your problem? So you watch porn. That's your problem. My problem with your problem is I feel unsafe. I feel unloved. I don't like that and I don't want to live like that. So, does any of this sound familiar? Does it make sense? I hope the things that I've touched on tonight will give you a little bit more insight on boundaries. Remember this, boundaries are a good thing. I hope you all have a great rest of the night. Be encouraged.